It's another hot summer day, so instead of going out on the road, I thought we might have a little bit of a book look today. One great resource for finding out about some of these people involved in the Borden case are these wonderful old books that were compiled about important people of the region. They're usually laid out with family history and genealogy, some photographs. There's a great one I want to show you later of Andrew Jennings. And this was a 3-volume set here, Southeastern Massachusetts Genealogy, volumes 1 through 3. And I have one of these in front of me now. At random, I wanted to just pick someone we know a little bit about. Southard Miller, who lived at 91 2nd Street, was a neighbor of Andrew Borden. And on the day of the murder, he didn't want to come into the house, but he did pace around outside the driveway. And Mr. Miller had trained as a carpenter and had worked on the city hall. These are a couple of postcards. It is said that Andrew Borden also had done some work on the city hall. Southard Miller, you remember, built the 2nd Street house for Charles Trafton in 1845. But these are invaluable books. You really had to be somebody to be listed in here. And we do find in volume 3 Southard Harrison Miller, who was born in 1811 in Middleborough. And it goes on to talk about how at the age of 16 he came to Fall River, and he worked as a carpenter and a builder under Mr. Challoner. He went into business with James Ford, and then into business for himself. He at one time was the fire chief of Fall River. On the board, looks like some banks here involved in stocks and that with various mills. Well, he says here he was a Democrat in politics. It also mentions, it's always exciting when you recognize these names. It seems to make people much more real to you. It talks about his 3 sons, Charles Miller, Franklin Harrison, who, was a artist of some renown, and his paintings are still available for sale and are valuable. And then the person we all remember was Phoebe. Her middle name was Vincent, which I didn't know. Phoebe Vincent Miller, who married Dr. Bowen. Southard Miller died in 1907. If you go to Oak Grove Cemetery, he is buried right in front of Assistant Marshal Fleet. So there's a lot to be learned from these great books. There is a section on the Bordens, but it's not our Bordens. Our Bordens are the lesser Bordens. It's mostly Jefferson, Colonel Richard, and Richard Borden. So that's a look at one resource. These are available at the Fall River Reading Room, and generally you need to make an appointment to see that. These I just happened to pick up. What do they cost? Well, I think the big Bristol County one might have been $60, and the 3 volumes of Southeastern Massachusetts were $120. You can pick these up sometimes at a tag sale. Libraries who are getting rid of surplus things, and so they're out there. It's fun to hunt and try to find them. Okay, that's all for today. If you are in Oak Grove, you can visit the grave of Dr. Bowen, which is right next to Southard Miller and his wife, and Phoebe Bowen, of course. And we'll talk a little bit more about some of the other characters in the story tomorrow while we're waiting for Lizzie's preliminary hearing to start on August 25th. So we'll see you back here soon.